you doing, YouTube? It's Will from Metal Development. This is my 255th weekly update. I don't know why I'm allocuting, so loudly and clearly, but it's just the kind of mood I'm in, I suppose. So, gonna be quick this week, especially since I only have about 9 minutes of footage left on this camera. I really need to clear out that old footage I have sitting on there, but I'm one of those people who's like, do I have it saved in 15 places just to make sure? Okay, now we can delete this one. I've just lost so much footage over the years. It is what it is. But getting into this week, let's just roll right into it. So, pressing on Saturday never went how I wanted it to go. I believe I was shooting for 5s and I ended up getting sets of 3 or 2.5s with the weight I was playing with, which I don't even remember what it was at this moment. Highly unprepared right now. I apologize. We'll just scoot right on to Monday, where I'm finally done with Zercher squats. They shall be missed. Pour one out for the homies that are Zercher squats. If you follow me on Instagram, you will see my Not Pro tip, which will probably become a recurring theme on this channel. And my Not Pro tip for Zercher yoke carries is do Zercher squats for about 4 to 6 weeks before you have to do carries, as they are shit tons harder to do than actual Zercher carries, and they will weed the bitch out of you. That's just my Not Pro tip, because when I did these Zercher carries, I did 255, and I ran my second run with 255 was actually 8 seconds for 60 feet. Now the particular comp I'm doing is obviously more weight, but it's only 50 feet, and I covered 50 feet in about 7 seconds. So a big part of it was it just didn't hurt. I didn't feel it in my arms at all. I felt it more in my back and even legs later on. But I still don't even feel it in my biceps or the crooks of my arms at all. So all the shitty Zercher squats and Zercher holds with a thinner barbell, 100% help. The only thing I need to work on now with that particular event is obviously bumping up the weight. I want to keep my speed around 10 seconds for 50 feet. If I can be sub 10, I'll be super happy. I believe the weight at the comp is 320. I believe that's what I have to do there. We'll see how it goes. I'll slowly be bumping the weight up as the weeks go by, while still attempting to keep my time down near, sub 10 seconds. That'll make me very happy. If I can figure out how to get my takeoff better, I'll have no trouble at all. I'll be one of the fastest guys out there, I'm sure, actually, on that particular event. Because that's what slowed me down. Every time I would pick it, it would tip forward and dig into the ground, and I would kind of have to, give it a second and then go and accelerate. And I'm able to accelerate pretty fast in that particular position. Moving events have always been pretty damn good for me, at least in training. So far, I've been very conservative with my moving events in comps, and it's cost me quite a bit. So, I'm hoping to get that eased out at this particular comp. Pressing on Tuesday, however, went super great, as I reintroduced belts into my life, and for the first time ever, wrist wraps. Never worn wrist wraps ever. I'm going with a relatively longer pair, but they're like a medium strength. They call them. They're not super heavy duty, but they're not light either. I don't remember how long they are. I only remember them being listed in centimeters, which isn't real units of measure to me, so I have no idea how long they are. But I know they're at least 4 wraps around my wrists, so it's a good bit of tension. It's enough to make my hands turn super pale after the end of a set, that's for sure. But I was able to do 158, which honestly might as well be 160, but the bar I use is 18 pounds, and I had 140 pounds of plates put on it, but it's probably closer to 160 in reality. With the collars and the fact that the plates aren't calibrated, and I know for a fact the ones I was using are actually overweight. But it's technically, it is 158, according to the numbers written on the equipment. So 158 for sets of 5. I think I was shooting for 5 sets of 5. I wanted to get about 25 reps in with that particular weight. I ended up getting 4 sets of 4 and a 3/4. And then I actually took the wrist wraps off and then just hit one more just to basically prove that I could do it without the wrist wraps. Wrist wraps are cheating. and so are belts. Wrist straps are cheating 100% because holy shit, I understand why everybody uses them now. Because my God, I didn't feel a thing in my wrists. Like nothing at all. They didn't move. They did not feel like the weak link even a little bit. The weakest link when I was pressing on Tuesday with all the equipment on was nothing. Nothing felt like a weak link because the wrists were strong. The core was super strong because the belt. Equipment is cheating. There, I said it. Fight me. Moving on to today, and probably why I'm in a pretty decent mood, it was deadlifts tonight, and I was doing the 18-inch, which is what the comp's at. I think technically ours is about 18.5-inch, but I don't think that half-inch is going to make a crazy big difference. 2 inches makes a big difference. Half-inch, I'm sure it'll just take a minute or two, but the bottom line is I was planning on only going up to about 350 or 360 tonight for sets of 3, and they were supposed to be pristine. I did those, and most of the sets looked pretty damn pristine, so I was happy with that. Off-color comment from somebody at the gym made me decide, I'm going up, fuck it, and went up to 450, pulled that for 2 pretty damn easily, and then I said, well, you know what, let me see if I can actually pull the 500. Put the 500 on there, went to pull it the one time. Everything went to shit. My body just went to shit. Rounded a little bit more. Okay, a lot of it on that first pull for sure. Got it. Held it for a second. The thing tipped forward. I could have held on, but I just put it down. I said, you know what? I need to get this. I need to own it. So I went down, grabbed it. And then that second rep, 100% got it. No questions asked. So the moral of the story is I have no fear of zeroing every event, because I know at least that event I will get some sort of points in because I can pull the opening weight for 2. And that's today. I still have about a month and a half, 6-ish weeks to prep more and more. My plan is to be pulling closer to that weight consistently with good to between perfect to decent form is what I'm shooting for. So we'll see how that goes. I've got the 3-minute warning, which means nothing in no sport ever. So with that in mind, don't be afraid to go off your program a little bit. I think the best piece of advice I can give anybody is if you have plenty of time, train without equipment, no belts, no wraps, no sleeves. 6 weeks out, throw on the equipment, start training with it, bump the numbers up while you're peaking. You will be amazed at how much stronger you are, and you will feel like you're cheating, much like myself. And if you don't, then that's fine. I don't give a shit. But there's nothing wrong with going off program every once in a while, just to prove you can. And if you don't, then what's your excuse?